Hey everybody, it's another year. I'm turning 21 and I just want to get my habits done. I want to be better. I want to be a better person. I want to wake up early and do yoga every morning and meditate every morning and be connected with myself and take slow mornings. Be really in touch with myself so that I can be a better person. Be a good person to everyone I know. It's just I'm growing older and I just really want to become at least a step closer to the person that I want to become. Hi, it's Patty, and today we're gonna talk about my goals for this year. I'm kidding, but yeah. For the longest time, actually, I've been wanting to improve myself. I've been wanting to change my habits, get rid of my bad habits, be consistent with sleeping early, waking up early, exercising, eating healthier, all these basic things that I know that we all want to achieve. And I'm just in a constant cycle of trying to achieve them, always failing, always comparing myself to other people who have achieved them or don't make an effort to achieve them because it's easy for them. And I compare myself and I think that why is it so easy for them? Why is it so hard for me? Like, is there something wrong with me? Why can't I just wake up early like everybody else? I just can't wake up early, but that's because I sleep late. But even if I sleep early, I can't wake up as early as I want to, and that's maybe because my body just needs that's maybe because my body needs 9 hours of sleep compared to other people who just need 6 hours of sleep. My point is, I keep on comparing myself to so many people. I get insecure by the fact that I'm just so not good at being a human. I'm like, wow, I do suck so much. That's my thought process of like being here and being a human. Because a lot of things overwhelm me so much, so easily. Sometimes basic day stuff overwhelm me and that renders me like anxious and that makes me not efficient. I'm not able to do the things that I want to do in the day. So yeah, it sucks to be honest. It's like I've had enough of me being so overwhelmed all the time, but at the same time I'm like, what do I need to change? Like, how do I start to change? Because changing is so overwhelming. Like, improving is such an overwhelming task and I end up not doing it every time. I have been pressuring myself so much for such a long time, pressuring myself to be like, you have to wake up early even if I'm like sleeping at 2 a.m. You have to eat healthier even if I'm not even making an effort to cook my own meals. You have to exercise even when I'm like, I don't have the energy to exercise because I didn't sleep early enough. You have to do this and that, you have to be good at this, you have to be good at that, or else people won't like you, or else you won't have the future that, like, you won't have a good future. And there's also expectations from other people to me, and that adds up, and I'm like overwhelmed again. So it's a cycle. It's a cycle that I desperately want to end. And I think I've had enough overwhelmed moments in my life to figure out that I just need to take it slowly. I have to be gentle with myself and I have to take things one step at a time, like just not even one step but like 1 inch at a time. Like, okay, that's better. Like, I expect so much from myself when the self that I'm expecting stuff from is not even capable of doing the things that I want from myself, if that makes sense. Like, my expectations for myself should be relevant and realistic. I can't wake up early. If my sleeping system is so messed up and I'm like so used to sleeping late and waking up late, that's unrealistic and stupid to expect from myself. I have so many, like I have a list of expectations for myself, but I can't reach any of them because I'm just not the person to reach them yet. Like I'm not there yet. I think it's time to stop expecting so much from myself and just doing what I know I can do. Even the most little change could be so beneficial for me. So that's why I'm making this video. I'm making this video both to encourage myself to do the small things, do the little things, do it for myself, and also maybe encourage anyone who might be listening who also needs like that realization that you don't have to expect so many, you shouldn't expect so many things from yourself. You just have to do the things that you know you can do, like even the most little things. What I'm saying is that you don't have to expect so much from yourself. You just have to take things slowly, be gentle to yourself, be kind to yourself, because sometimes, most of the time actually, the world isn't really kind to you. Expectations of other people are really harsh. Social media makes you feel worthless and insignificant and small. Those things are already harsh enough, so you shouldn't be harsh on yourself. You should be gentle with yourself. You should assess, okay, social media is fake. I'm not gonna believe those things. I'm not gonna let it affect me. Push it off. Expectations of other people, that's what they think of me. That's what they want me to do. Yes, expectations of other people can be useful sometimes, but if they're harmful and if they give you anxiety, and if what they want from you isn't what you want from yourself, then push it away. Don't let it get into your head. And in the world, there's so many bad things going on, so many things that would make you anxious. Climate crisis, just a pandemic and COVID and everything else. That's already harsh enough, right? That's already so bad. So you just have to like step back and be like, I have to take care of myself because all of these things are already so bad. So I have to like be gentle with myself. I heard from this one podcast. It's called Delicious Ways to Feel Better. And Ella, the show's host, had this guest who wrote books about mindfulness. Basically, the guest said something about how the world is so fast, how it can give you like anxiety and stuff. And I think that can be applied to this expectations thing, because he said that with the world going so fast, with social media making everyone seem like they have their lives together, you have to constantly be doing things because you want to be productive, you want to, show people that you're doing something with your life, that you're productive. With that going on, and with like everywhere you look, that's basically what you see, like, wow, that person is so productive, I wish I was like that. He said that taking things slowly and doing things at your own pace and being gentle with yourself is so powerful, because it is so courageous to be slow in this fast world, to be mindful and gentle and take your time, because to be honest, we all need our own times to just like reconnect with ourselves and be like, I can't be as fast as the world is going. I'm going to take things the way I can take them. I'm not going to match the world's pace because that's just too fast for me. I have my own pace and I'm going to stick to that, and that doesn't make me any less. Like, I'm still me. I just have to take my time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the old proverb that says time flies when you're having fun. These days often time flies because we're not paying attention. And, I tend to find that the most beautiful things in life you want to enjoy slowly. Whether it's food, conversation, sunsets, long walks, fun things that you're doing with your friends. And oftentimes we're very good at attaching ourselves to ambition or action, success, to-do lists, or just feeling like the more we do, the better human we are today. And the idea of slowing down, while it is so obvious, it's challenging for a lot of people because it has that sense of everyone else around us is moving fast, so we feel like we need to move fast, but then everyone's looking at us moving fast, so they think they need to move fast. So it becomes this kind of like cycle of everyone thinking that everyone else is moving fast, so they should move fast, when actually choosing to slow down is actually quite a brave choice in this day and age. It's quite a big choice to say, you know what, I don't need to do a lot, and I can still be really fulfilled within my day. I can be really fulfilled in my relationship. I can be really fulfilled in this conversation by just saying, you know what, I can take my time.
That's what he said, and it inspired me to actually just look inside and be like, I don't have to be as productive as other people. Like, I just have to do the right things for myself in the right pace that's beneficial for me. So yeah, this year, 2022 now, I'm turning 21 2 weeks from now, which is crazy. I want to take things slowly and in my pace and actually commit to that. And I can't commit to things if I think they're too hard for me. So I'm going to simplify it as much as I can. Maybe this might sound weak to other people, but that's just how I am. Like, I accept the fact that I can't do things that are too challenging in my brain. I just have to start them slowly, and maybe when I get the hang of them, I'm going to be better and take the challenge or whatever. But just now, I just want to do things as slowly as, not as slowly as possible, but do things in my own pace and not be pressured with what other people might think. And especially not expect more from myself, because I should remember that I'm working on it. Because sometimes the most cruel person I know is myself, because I pressure myself so much, I expect so much things from myself, and it's not good. So yeah, this is why I want to restart my habits again, because I have been constantly pressuring myself. You have to wake up at 6 a.m, you have to do yoga, you have to meditate, you have to read, you have to journal, you have to read your devotion, you have to work out. Like, I can't do all those things overnight, and I don't know why I expect that much from me immediately. Like, it's so stupid to pressure myself that way. So it's so important to just step back and assess and be kind to yourself. So to start my restarting my habits journey, I'm filming this vlog to inspire myself that I can do it. Because actually I filmed a video last month for like 2021, new year, new me, whatever thing. And I did all the things that I wanted to achieve like every day, and I'm not going to fool anyone, not even fooling myself. I didn't do any of that consistently through the year. And I don't like watching that video because it pressures me to be like that perfect person that I want to be, but that's stupid. So this is a more realistic new year, new me video. So back off 2021 me, that was very glamorous, that was fake. You shut up, let's be real now. So with all my thoughts about productivity and habits and taking things slow all spilled out for you guys to see and to assess and maybe learn something from, or maybe realize something from, I want to share with you all the habits that I want to stick to this year, or basically for the rest of my life. And I don't want to pressure myself with doing them all perfectly every day. I just want to be able to do them as much as I can, and when I know I need them, and when they're beneficial for me. I aim to journal every day, but sometimes that's just not possible to do because sometimes I'm just really busy. Sometimes I just want to sleep early. Sometimes I just don't feel like journaling, and that's completely fine. I don't want to pressure myself into journaling even if I don't feel like it ever again. I'm just gonna journal whenever I want to. I just want to share with you guys the things that I journal about, or like the prompts maybe that helps me journal. I want to share with you guys the morning prompts that I use not every morning, but every time I feel like I need to reconnect with myself more and be in touch with myself more. And especially when I'm doing something like extra challenging in that day and I need to like think through my thoughts and find courage and, you know, expel doubt from my system, because I don't want to be doubting myself the whole day. This is a list of morning prompts from Leah's Field Notes video. If you haven't watched her video about journaling, go ahead and watch that. It's very, very insightful, so helpful. And I'm using this, you know, set of morning prompts every time I need it. I'm just gonna list them all here. Basically, it just really helps me reconnect with myself and be more gentle and more aware with how I'm feeling, and especially about like what I'm anxious about or what I'm feeling that day. When I journal like this, it makes me feel like I'm my own ally. Like I have myself and like I'm supporting myself. One thing that I imagine is that I talk to myself in the way I would talk to my friends. Like I'm my own separate person and like two people. And so I talk to her like, why, what's wrong? Like, why are you anxious? And I'm like all vulnerable to myself. Because I'm this, that, I'm blah, blah, blah. And I give myself and I give myself my own advices. And it's, I don't know, it's a fun exercise to be more in touch with yourself and be closer to yourself, I guess. Because one thing that really helps in knowing what you have to do to become a better person is to have a closer relationship with yourself, basically, because you're also a human, and so you have to build your relationship with yourself. I know it doesn't make any sense. It's like, why do we have to build a relationship with myself when I'm already myself? Sometimes you have so many things about you that you don't even know, so you have to invest in answering these questions. There's a bird on my windowsill. Tweet tweet. She's a cutie. Or he, or it, or they. He's looking directly on the camera. Okay, and one thing that I've been constantly doing since before is by writing like a gratitude list. It could be like just 3 things to start with, or maybe even 1. This is the list that I created last night, and it just makes me feel aware with how good life is, despite how I'm feeling sometimes. Like, I recognize how privileged I am, and for that I'm so grateful and I'm very humbled. But as humans, we overlook the good things in our life constantly because sometimes we're just so weighed down by negative thoughts or bad news or anxiety or depression or, you know, just things that weigh us down. So recognizing how good life is still, even if you don't feel good, recognizing that there are still good things in this world or in your life, even if it's just 1 thing, even if it's just 3 things. Maybe like I saw a butterfly today that made me feel happy. Maybe it's I liked how I felt when I took a bite out of this food. Just, you know, seemingly small things that we often overlook. Those things sometimes give you the strength to believe that things are going to get better. Yeah, that's one thing that I do as well, and I encourage you guys to do it too. If you want to start journaling, it's one thing that you can definitely start doing effortlessly, maybe. I also have a journal that already has its own prompts, and I really love this journal. It's called Q&A a day. It's 365 questions, 5 years, and 1,825 questions. I mean answers. It's basically a 5-year journal, and I started it on 2018, and now I'm on my last year, which is crazy. Because I thought to myself when I first started this journal, 2018, I was 17, I was like, what would I be? Like, what would I look like? How would I feel like? What would I have achieved? When I'm writing on this journal on 2022, and now it's 2022, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just, I don't know, it's cool to see how my answers are sometimes the same and so different in the span of 5 years. It's really cool. So if you see this journal, I recommend that you get it. It is quite pricey though, but I think it's worth it. Like, you're gonna feel connected with yourself for 5 years. It's a whole lot of self-reflection. So I'm going to link this journal below, and I'm also going to link this beautiful journal down below too, because it's so nice. One thing that I also really need to be consistent about, and it's something that I really want to do every day, is reading my devotions. Another journal that helps me with my devotions is this one. It's Write the Word. This is an entry that I did 2 days ago. Basically, it has like, today is day, or whatever you want to put there, and it prompts you to just think about what you're grateful for, and it has a verse right there. What I do with this journal is that I write down the verse, I underline the things that hit me hard, and I reflect about the verses one by one. So verse 23, I put verse 23 here, and I write like my reflection, how I'm understanding it, like how I'm applying it to my life. And it's really a nice way to study God's word and to actually like really get it in your system, because sometimes when I read my devotions, I'm just like, yeah, cool, great, amen, and I move on with my day. Sometimes I just really need to like meditate on it and be so accepting of the lessons to really absorb the message. So that's one thing that I do. I just really wanted to make this video to share my thoughts and share what I want to achieve this year, because I feel like sharing what I want to achieve gives me motivation to actually achieve those things. Enough talk about what I want to achieve. I'm not saying that it's a bad topic. I just want to share with you guys the books that I'm reading right now, because who doesn't love reading? First is this. It's Anxious People by Frederick Backman. It's not a light book, but it's captivating. It's relatable, basically. Anxious people. But the special thing about this book is that I got it from a book exchange from Instagram that I joined, and it's from Maine, and it's from their personal collection, and I appreciate that so much. So Nate, I don't know if you're watching, I don't know if you know me, but thank you so much for sending your book. I appreciate it so much. And this is my current self-help book that I'm reading. It's Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. And I've been enjoying reading it. I'm actually not that far into it yet, but I want to get my life together. I want to know this Japanese secret of having a long and happy life. That's why I'm reading it. So I'm gonna get on with my day now. The thing on my to-do list right now is to take care of my plants. So yeah, thank you for listening to my rant. Let's be your own accountability partners. It treats me real nice and that's good for a change. And I don't want this to. You don't ask me to. Beautiful roots.